Hello, this is Tammy D. Taylor, the CEO and founder of the Weight We Carry Women's Initiative. And thank you for joining me for another Queendom session. Um, let's get right to it. Welcome to the Queendom session. And again, what the mission is an initiative by the Weight We Carry, which is a 501c3 a nonprofit organization for empowering women. And what we're trying to do is empower the whole woman. So from the outside as well as the inside. So thank you again for joining us. This is our third session. This is session three, and we're focusing on confidence. That's what I've been focusing on the past two sessions. Um, Building it, reclaiming it, learning how to walk in your confidence unapologetically. But today I want to pause from that, which is it's a very important subject, but I want to pause from that and make something very clear. Confidence and self-esteem are two totally different things. They're not the same, but we have to nurture both. They complement each other. So we have to nurture both. We'll stay strong on the outside, but unsettled on the inside if we don't. Confidence helps you walk boldly, but your self-esteem reminds you that you're already accepted. Confidence is about what you can do. It's the skill, it's the presence, it's the ability to show up and handle responsibility. Now, self esteem is how you see yourself when there's no performance attached to it. Basically, are you happy with what you see when you look in the mirror? Your self worth, your belonging. Do you feel that you belong in the room that you had enough confidence to walk into? That's self esteem. So it's very easy for someone to have confidence and still struggle with self-esteem because you can lead, you can speak, you can make all these achievements, you can even inspire others. But then when you get home, you're questioning, where are you? Is that enough? Are you enough? That's why confidence cannot be the only goal. Confidence without self-esteem turns into pressure because you're always performing, because you can walk in a room confidently, but still question whether you deserve to be there. So now you got to put on a performance. And it's not only that, it's exhausting. Then if you have self-esteem and no confidence, then you're hesitant because inside you feel like you can do it, but you don't take that first step because you don't have the confidence. So again, confidence and that self-esteem, they're not meant to compete with each other. They need to pair and they need to work in harmony. For example, let's do this. Confidence says, I can handle this. But self esteem says, even if I don't handle it, I'm still that girl. I still matter. Confidence, again, helps you walk into the room. Self esteem allows you to sit in the room with everybody in that room without shrinking or having to feel like you have to perform to live up to what you portrayed when you walked in. Because if you're walking in somewhere and you're confident but you don't have self-esteem, you are portraying you're portraying somebody that you're not really that you're not. So you have to continue that performance, which can again get exhausting. Now, when confidence and your self-esteem is nurtured together, your confidence becomes steady. It's not loud, it's not fragile, and your self-esteem, it's almost like you have the confidence, but you got your self-esteem to back it up. So they completely work as a team. I've had several examples where I have had the confidence to do something, to start something. But once I got started, I questioned whether Am I doing this right? Or is this for me? And then there's a fear of failing. Now, if you have confidence and you have your self-esteem and they're working together, you don't want to fail. But if, say, you do, it, it's just that wasn't for you. That's the way you would look at it. But if you only have self-esteem, no confidence, confidence, no self-esteem, if something happens, you try something and it fails, you take that you take it as a reflection of your self-worth. When your confidence is built and when your self-esteem is built, you don't hesitate to try anything, because if it doesn't work, that just means it wasn't for you, and you move on to the next thing. But if you have the confidence to try something and it doesn't, and you don't have the self-esteem to back it up, if it doesn't work out, it literally can crush you, and it can keep you, it can actually chip away at your confidence. You may or may not try something new, all because that particular project failed, and it just means it wasn't for you. Move on to the next thing. But again, if you're seeing it as a failure, you as a failure, that means that, you know, we need to build up the self-esteem as well. So what I want you to do, I want you to ask yourself, where am I confident but still seeking validation? When you walk in the room, are you still seeking the approval of others? When you start a project, are you still seeking the approval of others? Do you need someone? Like, are you aching for someone to tell you you're doing a good job? You have the confidence to start it, but do you have the self-esteem to maintain it? These are some of the things that I've had to work on myself, because I've had all the confidence in the world, but my self-esteem was in the garbage. I literally had to work on it, and I had to work on it through prayer, because it's exhausting. When I say it's exhausting, I'm saying it from personal experience. You have to go out and literally perform, and when you finally get home to yourself, you are exhausted, and sometimes it breaks you down. I myself would break down into tears, not even know why I'm crying, but I'm exhausted. I don't went out and performed all day because I was doing something that I really um, I felt like I had to be this person, or I had to shrink to maintain and just not be myself. We talk a lot about self-love. Self-love is a lot of things. Self-love is way more than confidence. You have to love yourself enough to know that this may not have gone the way I wanted it to, but it does not take away from the person that I am. It just meant that this is not something that I was supposed to do. This is not what God intended for me to do. Now, a lot of times when we listen to what God is telling us, He'll lead us into situations where He will lead us into situations where you're confident, and He's going to provide you. If He gives you an assignment, He's going to provide you with the resources to be successful. A lot of times we don't listen to the Lord, or we don't realize that the Lord is trying to tell us something. We're looking at the outside things and what we want to do. And if it's not something that God has planned for us, it is going to fail. But what you do is you ask, okay, God, this wasn't it, but what is it? What is it that I'm supposed to be doing? It's never a point where you should look down on yourself because of something that did not work out. And it could be anything. It could be a work project. It could be a business venture. It could be anything. But ask yourself that question. Where am I confident, but I'm still seeking validation? It can get confusing because you know you're confident, but why am I still craving for somebody to say something positive or something, girl this or girl that? You're still seeking validation. It's because your self-esteem is lacking. Ask yourself this, where do I perform instead of rest? Are there certain spaces that you go into where feel like you have to always be on? You have to always be that girl. You can't just be yourself because you are looking at how people are going to look at you. Last question. Ask yourself, what would change if my worth wasn't tied to my output? So if you're in circles where your output, your results is a factor in them being attached to you, respecting you, loving you, then that's not a space you need to be in. So, in the future sessions, we are going to talk more about how we can nurture both self-esteem and confidence. Um, again, we spoke about more so confidence. So, we're going to go dig a little deeper next time into self-esteem. And then we're going to see how they both pair together to make us a whole person, to make us a whole, yeah, to work on as a whole. We have to have both. And so again, it's always mistaken. Confidence and self-esteem are mistaken or used interchangeably, and they shouldn't be. They're two totally different things. And we're going in future sessions, we're going to break it down. I'm going to break down some more things, but I just wanted to get that out there because I was thinking, I was like, so I'm talking so much about confidence, but I need to let everybody know the confidence and self-esteem are not the same thing. They work together to make the woman whole. And so we're going to get there. So, we're gonna get there, but I do want you all to look in the mirror, and I want you to repeat this affirmation. I nurture my confidence and my self-esteem. I do not have to earn my worth. I am valuable in who I am, not just what I do. And that is the work. And this is the weight we carry, Queendom Sessions. I am Tammy D. Taylor, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.